I want to just start the live right there because I think that's a good place to start for today. Says we're live. Let me wait for these to sync. All right, so do I think that the NFTs and crypto space is going to pop off and become mass user adoption when credit cards are readily available? I think that credit cards are there's a the challenge is that the hardcore crypto people are all about decentralization. The old world infrastructure is built on centralized exchanges, right? So that's like an establishment that controls everything, where the decentralization, it's kind of like being a sovereign being and having a little bit more access and control over your money and where you spend it without um, any party saying no. So when you have credit cards, which is your old world money fiat, jumping into this space, it's there's so many different money laundering laws and anti-terroristic laws that's going to make it challenging. But I think if there's a way to make it easier for humans to be able to come into the space and just get into the ecosystem, they need ways into the ecosystem, and if they can make that easier, I think we're gonna grow faster. um, after 8 months of doing this and seeing certain celebrities think that they could just come into this space, they have millions of followers on their Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and all this other stuff, and they just think that they could just make a post, tell their audience in a live, "Hey guys, we want you to just jump over here and buy my NFT," and to their it was a shocking result to see that the humans on the other side of those feeds were not willing to jump through all the hoops to just buy these NFTs. First of all, because they didn't understand what the NFT was, because nobody spent any time talking to them about it. Second of all, they didn't understand what the value was. Why should they care? And third of all, the amount of steps that it takes to get into this space and KYC, which means know your customer. There's so much that has to happen in order for you to get into this space. If you don't have a community like Clubhouse or Airtime or some of these other like Discords, you're not going to be able to communicate and get into this space comfortably where you actually understand. There's so many questions that a normal user has. First is like, how do I get a wallet, right? They don't even know anything about anything, and the first thing they have to learn about is this new wallet that they have to save these seed phrases or their passphrase, and they don't even understand that if they lose those words, they lose everything in that wallet, including the money that they transferred to it, right? So there's so much risk right now for a user to jump into the space without the hand holding that it's almost too scary. Does that help you at all?
No, that was a great answer, Alex. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. I just don't like
I have
when.
a question.
Go ahead, Eddie. How you doing today?
How you doing today? How you doing today? Beautiful day. First off, I just want to say I'm grateful for this community and everybody in here. But the first question that I had was about storage. I had two quick questions. The first question that I had was about storage. So I heard about NFTs like 2 years ago. And I just started buying this year, started understanding like, the value of it and everything like that. So I basically bought off of I think the first NFT I bought was off of it was the same site, Immersive ENFT, where Tory Lanez dropped his NFT, and then I bought one from like Top Shot, and then I just bought one from OpenSea. So my question was basically, is it smart to keep all of my NFTs? I know Top Shot doesn't really let you transfer out, but is it smart to keep all of my NFTs in like one central place?
Okay. So here's something super interesting, and I got into Top Shots first, right? I found out about Top Shots through Clubhouse. I was one of the early adopters. I was like, this is cool. I didn't realize that they're on a closed network. I just thought it was an NFT and everything was going to be great, and I was getting into the space just baby steps. But then I realized that you can't take those off the platform. So that was a little disappointing. And I kind of lost a lot of interest in the Top Shots because I couldn't even buy one, dude. Every time I went, there was a sellout, or it was like a wine, or like the amount of tension and stress and anxiety that I would get not being able to buy them just was a major turnoff. So the next stage was like learning about Wax. I don't know if you ever played on Wax, but they had a whole scene on Wax where you can do this thing with the Street Fighter cards. So we bought the Street Fighter cards together as a group, and once we had that going, it was kind of like cool. But then Wax is its own blockchain, and then that kind of fizzled out, and that wasn't really too exciting. When we decided to, as a group, move to the Ethereum network, and we started participating in minting and participating in generative art projects and things like that, we started realizing how much more fun the Ethereum network was when it's like all the projects could be in one wallet and you can have different accounts. We have, do you know about Try Showtime?
No, I haven't heard of that.
All right, so I'm gonna show you what that looks like on the stream. I'm going live now, so Try Showtime, and this is a website that gives you the ability to look into your wallet and have like an Instagram feed of it. So this was really cool, and they did a really good job curating it and giving you like a discovery page where you can interact by liking and sharing and commenting like you're used to on Instagram. So this was a cool place to collect your stuff. The next thing I learned about was Rainbow Wallet. Let me show you that one as well. So this is here. I'm gonna put this one over here, and this is Rainbow Wallet. And Rainbow Wallet was a wallet that I thought was better than all other wallets because I can actually just hang out and check out my NFTs and categorize them on my phone. And I was able to just look into it and see it. And it was just the user interface was seamless. Now the new upgraded MetaMask has a very similar feel. So you're not going to need this one, but this was just another app that you should check out. Once I started seeing this, people on Twitter and other places were taking their let's say you bought into a big generative art project like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the Sneaky Vampire Syndicate, or the Pudgy Penguins, or Women of the World. You have these projects that have 10,000 assets, and then it has a serial number, what unit number you have. So let's say you own a Bored Ape number 6432. Now they put in their Twitter bio um, hashtag or whatever Bored Ape Yacht Club or BAYC. Then they put the number in their bio on Twitter. What that's doing is giving the people the idea that they own that asset. But once I know that asset, I can copy that number, go into OpenSea, see which asset that is in, click on the profile who owns it, and now I can see every single transaction that they ever made. So when you start putting all your NFTs in one location, you're potentially either A, if you start promoting and broadcasting that this is your wallet, you're going to potentially put yourself in a position where you have the ultimate flex protocol, or you're vulnerable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And that was kind of what I was thinking. It was like if I have them all in one place, I'm either vulnerable or I can either show them off. I found like some like the galleries that they do, like the on Cyber IO, where I think that like that's a good place to put all of them at once. But that really answered my question. Second question that I had was about I'm like a content creator by trade. Like I learned how to do like videos and everything on YouTube, and I've done like a bunch of work for a bunch of celebrities and things like that. My style is kind of like storytelling, campaigning, business promotion and things like that. And I wanted to know, what do you see for the space of NFTs? Because I see like a lot of the, like you talk about the generative projects, like the Board Ape Yacht Club and everything like that. I see a lot of them like that, and I don't really see like video content or any other type of content. Do you think that like video content will be good for this space? Because I see that OpenSea has like when you go to the search tab or whatever, they have like a bunch of other options like music, videos, things like that. What do you think about? My question is basically, what do you think about the space for like content creators that don't do like graphic work? Like that, and I don't really see.
All right, so here's the best part about what you're doing. There's a demand for people in this space to create content, to be able to share the story of the project. There's there's a shortage of people who can handle the community relations and marketing department of these projects. So these projects are going to come out more and more, and as you see more and more chains come out, there's going to be more and more distractions and ways to get lost in this space. It's up to the project to discover or decide what their method of approach is to collect their audience, but they're going to need promotion videos, sizzle videos. Like, these projects are small businesses. Each of these small businesses, just like in the restaurant or gym membership or barber shops, these guys need marketing materials and things to get their business popping off. So I think we're still so new, and if we're looking at what's happening in this space now with only a few 100,000 people interacting with it, what's going to happen when a billion people are in it? It's going to become so overwhelming with projects, ideas, concepts, and then it's just a question of, well, where do I really want to put my money and where's my interest? So if you're interested in creating content and videos, find projects that you think you like maybe aesthetically, or you just want to be associated with the project. Reach out to them on Discord or in their Twitter and say, hey, how you doing? I'm a content creator. I really like everything that I'm seeing on your project. I want to know if there's any way we can work together and see if you could strike up a deal. I think there's a lot of people who are going to need that help.
Thank you for that. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to answer both of those. I'm tapped in for the rest of this. I'm about to put myself on mute. In the meantime, I'm sharing this with the rest of my friends so we can get people educated. Thank you.
Awesome. And if you guys do feel like there's value being shared here today and you guys want to, help other people get this information, it's not readily easily available where you can just ask a question and get the information right handed to you. I want you to be mindful. Hit the little ping button if you think there's a friend of yours who's been talking about NFTs or wants to know more about NFTs and didn't know anything about it. We're here. I'm going to be doing this every day. We're going to have it open. So if you guys have any questions, we welcome you here. We want to help you guys out. So we're just doing our best to help the community grow.
Hey guys, can I jump in? Is that okay?
Absolutely. You're next.
Awesome. Eddie, I sent you a quick message about Q Club. He collects a lot of NFTs that are video based and kind of animated. So reach out to him. If you can't find him, shoot me a message back. I'll send you his link on here and just how to connect with him. And I think he collects a lot of them, so he'll be able to give you a lot more insight into like connecting with that community of creators that create NFTs for videos. And for me, I'm a Siri abstract artist. My name is Dak, but it is actually Masha Schwartz, and I've been creating art for many years. I'm just getting into the NFT space. I'm really, really new, so everything you guys are talking about is kind of really fresh and unknown to me in a way, but I'm passionate about bringing my art into this new platform and kind of adopting it. And I joined you guys yesterday. I really enjoyed the conversation yesterday, Alex, and I'd like to be a part of your project if you have space for an extra artist creative. So I'm happy to reach out. I'm happy to connect, and I'd love to contribute as I'm navigating my way to getting to some of these platforms.
I'm gonna
So,
check out your.
thank you. This is Doc. I'm Doc speaking.
I checked out your Instagram page from Clubhouse and it says you do not exist, so you might want to look into that.
Yeah, I need to update my profile on here. I haven't been on here as much, but I'll definitely update it.
Awesome.
And do that. Thanks, guys.
Just wanted to say thank you for that, Doc, that resource. I appreciate it.
And I think she's referring to Q
My
in the
pleasure.
purple suit, right?
May I speak?
Absolutely, Ricky. How you doing today?
Good, good. Thank you for this. I really appreciate that. I'm new to NFTs. Been maybe 3 weeks, but all I've learned is from these rooms. And again, I really appreciate you guys sharing this. I'm a creative writer, much like Eddie, and I have some ideas, putting together a team of superheroes, storyline, character development, and whatnot. But I was wondering, how do you protect your idea if you start trying to collaborate with people? I don't know. I keep thinking in the back of my mind, they're going to take my idea and go with it. But I was just wondering how you guys dealt with that kind of thing when you come to somebody with an idea. How do you know they're not just going to take it and go with it?
I do know of somebody in the community that I can reach you with so you can find out how he did it. But he basically used this network. I think I gotta ask him, but we'll start a conversation. Just hit me up in my back channel and we'll figure that out. But basically, what he did was he used this protocol that was like a trademark or copyright on the blockchain. That basically he wrote his idea out in detail and he basically minted it as a concept or idea. But you can only see that idea if you own the token. So it's a way for people to prove that they had this idea before anybody else. Or if you want to go into the overall infrastructure, trademark it. Go through the whole process, pay the government, and have them basically store your information and ideas in a legal binding contract, trademark, or copyright, just like you would do in a regular world. So those are your two options.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. But also, to be honest with you, to take somebody's idea in this space, it takes so much effort and work to do it right. They might try to take it, and they're not going to nearly come close to as good as you can do it. So even like if look at the Bored Ape Yacht Club project. If you ever took a look at the other generative art projects that happened right after that, almost every single one of them looked exactly like that for quite some time. So a lot of people are trying to knock things off, but the people who do it the best and put the love in and really spend the time growing the community, they win.
Hi guys, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
I don't really understand what are generative projects like. Are
Okay.
they computer generated?
Okay,
Or
so I'm gonna take you to this website. I found it yesterday. I think it's called. Let me go to where I found it. I think it was on Solana, art.io, and then the project is called Flippies. It's one of the top selling NFT projects on the Solana, the blockchain. It might be on this one or it could be on the other one. Let me see if I can find it here. Flippies. It's little penguins. It's not on this one. It's on a different one. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. Solsea, SOLSEA.io. And when you see the visuals of this, it's going to help you like really understand what these projects look like. They did a really good job explaining it. That's why I want to show you.
Is it flippies.art?
Could be. Let me see if that's it. It's little like 8-bit penguins.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. Flippies.art.
All right, so if you look at flippies.art, I'm opening it up right here. Yep, this is it. So look at the bottom of the page where it says types, backgrounds, eyes, mouths, hats, and clothes. So what this is a human or a group of humans create approximately 176 separate assets. Those assets include fur type or skin type, the backgrounds, sunglasses or goggles or laser eyes, the mouth, which would have different accessories that would be hanging out of their mouth, or expressions, the different hats, and then different outfits or costumes that they'd be wearing. So when you take those 176 assets, it basically randomly generates one of 10,000 different possible permutations, and then it gets minted onto the blockchain. So this is all happening during the mint process. So even the humans who developed it don't even know what the NFTs are going to look like until they all get minted. And then there's a rarity ranking score based on how rare the traits are and how many of those rare traits you have. And it creates a score that gives certain pieces more value than the others.
Oh, cool. Okay, that now I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I go next, Alex?
Absolutely, but you gotta tell me what the hell your profile picture is. What is that?
Okay, I'm Abstro, and I'm currently like working on this project. I just got done today actually, and I'm in this clubhouse room to learn stuff so I could know where to mint them properly. Because I actually did some work before. I minted like my last works on OpenSea, but I took all of them down because there was a bit of kind of a controversy because I had the cow's icon on my work. So this is my new work that I'm working on. So I'm gonna have like 3 different collections, and then in those collections I'll have like different editions. But I have like a couple of like a bunch of questions to ask actually. I don't know if I could come in and throw them one by one, kinda.
Well, we'd have to set up a room for that so we can properly give you the attention you need. So reach out to me in the back channel, and I'll send you a link to sign up for that. All right.
All right, that would be awesome. Thank you. So, one quick question.
Go ahead.
Is it like a must for every artwork that's being minted to have a square shape background? Because the shapes that I have for my work right now are like circle shapes, and I see most of the works on OpenSea have like square shaped canvas on them.
I don't think it matters. They're just trying to maximize the real estate that you get when you're minting, and it's just taking over that space. If you do a circle, it could potentially even be a PNG upload, possibly, where the background is transparent, so all you see is the actual asset that's being revealed in the pixels, not what's not there, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because what I was actually working on was to make a kind of like circular window for my puppies. They're called god puppies, actually. I'd also like to know what you think about this one I have. This is like the first one.
I think the artwork is inviting, and I want to see what you're gonna do with it. It looked like a cool project. You're super talented, and I want to see you go all the way to the top, my friend.
Thanks a lot. I'm also like open for anything like we could work together. I'm already done with all the like with the collections I want to present, but I'm just in the space to know what next to do. I could like show them to you, or once I'm done minting them, I could share you a piece for free.
All right, hit me up in the back channel. We'll figure it out.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So I'm seeing some artists are doing collaborations with bigger brands, and others are just launching their NFTs. Is there a preferred way to go about this, or, as someone who is new to the space, like what's the best way to kind of enter the space?
Honestly, this is the wild, wild west. As soon as you have information that is valuable to another human being, you could potentially, consult or give that information and help people through a journey. The scary part is a lot of people are giving advice and they actually never went through the process themselves. So you want to be really careful of where you put your energy, because we've had a lot of people. I was in a conversation yesterday, and he goes, I wish I didn't take money from some of these people, because once you take the money, now you're on the hook, and some of these customers or clients or projects were not what you expected when you jumped in there. So um, choose who you want to work with, pick people you actually like. There's going to be a lot of struggles and challenges and problem solving moments. I recommend you doing it with people you actually care about and like. Otherwise, it could potentially be extremely challenging and more frustrating than a pleasurable experience.
Cool, very good advice. Thank you so much, Alex.
Yep.
Hey, Alex, Sam, thanks for putting together this room. Really appreciate it. Good stuff. I had a quick question. Maybe it's already been answered or not. So we have an existing project, Crypto Pills. You know, it's done pretty well. I think it's listed 89 on NFT.tips. And we're thinking of doing kind of a secondary drop, if you will, for 3D assets and AR. And I was curious to find out what you would, what your opinion is on the best way to do that, as well as earning a royalty. Would it be through a loot box? Would it be through, you know, an entirely new project that's 3D based? Like, how would you approach that? Thanks.
I'm trying to understand the question. So you're saying do it right, like one short sentence.
There's an existing project. We want to drop additional assets that people can pay for. What's the best way to handle that?
So is it a generative art project?
Correct, it is.
And is it so? What platform are you on?
On OpenSea.
Okay, so you're Ethereum or Matic?
Ethereum.
So are you going to continue to sell the other assets for the collection on Ethereum?
Correct.
Okay, so there are projects that I've seen, like the NFT Heroes, that built it in the contract that when you buy the original characters, they gave you the opportunity to buy these like utility cards that made them actually rare or legendary.
Yes, I saw that. But can you do it after the project has already dropped?
You're gonna have to talk to like one of those hardcore developer teams. That's not. I'm not a developer at that level, so I wouldn't know. But I've seen it. I know what I seen. I could tell you like where to point you in the direction to look. That's the first place I saw something like that. The other thing that I did recognize is these projects like the Slumdog Billionaire, the Bored Ape Yacht Club. They do airdrops, and they just built in the commission on the back end. So they airdrop all the token holders who have the asset, and then it just starts getting traded, and you're making your money on the commissions of the secondary royalty sales.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, cool, man. Thanks. I really appreciate you. Thanks for putting this together.
You're welcome. Who's next? My own what?
You have a project you're gonna drop.
Me? No.
Oh, never mind. I misunderstood something else.
No, I don't have anything.
That was actually, I have this God Puppy project. It's abstract.
I thought somebody else said, Alexander, I want to help you on your project. I want to be your artist or something like that, but I misunderstood that. All right, cool.
How you doing, Louis? How you feeling today?
You know, I bounce around in other rooms, and then the consistency with your ability of teaching people just destroys everybody else. So I'm like, God damn, I feel so good knowing you. It's really cool.
Yo, wait, I just put your name on a roster for an opportunity in the near future, and I think that you're going to be a perfect fit. So once this project gets a little bit more developed, I volunteered your name because you were telling me some things about what you wanted to do, and they were like, we need this. I said, I know exactly who you need to talk to, my man, Louis.
Oh, I'm going to be in New York in a few weeks for a while, so I got to figure out how to get to visit you if that's possible.
I come in and out of New York every other, like, couple days, so we'll meet up for sure.
That sounds good. Then I can show you this generative project I really hope to launch that I've kind of been mentioning. But I get to show it to you in person and see what you think.
So cool. Can't wait.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Alex. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely. Welcome to Clubhouse. Welcome to NFTs.tips, the fastest growing NFT community in the world. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, thank you. So I've discovered the idea of NFT like a year ago, but I actually just started like really getting into it like this month, and I'm doing this documentary, sort of, in my YouTube channel where I like try to learn all the things about NFT and if it's really possible to make those money that you see on TV, you know. And I'm starting a project. I know I already like built a team and everything. We're also planning to like build a legit like collectibles. Collection. So I have two questions, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the first question is building the community the most important aspect of all, or is there more important than that?
How do you feel about having the dopest artwork and not one single retweet on Twitter?
I feel bad. I will feel bad if that were me.
So how would you feel if you have the most hideous artwork but 100,000 shares?
Yeah, that would be really, really great, you know?
So I believe that the community management is one of the most important parts that developers and like the smart people who are good with the technology are not necessarily people person or personalities that can handle conversations with people in an open space. They're not outgoing. Some of them are, but majority of the smart like dev people that I've met, their monotone voice, they put me to sleep. I feel like I'm talking to a librarian, some of them, you know. So like not having the community building aspect just makes it like challenging because you could have the coolest best project in the world, but if nobody knows about it, you're not going to sell it, right? So
yeah, right. That's actually like one of the things that really like the first things that came out of my mind when I'm planning this whole thing, because basically the idea is I have to make something big in 4 months about NFT, you know. And the first thing that came out of my mind is community. I gotta build this, and but I wasn't sure really completely. But now that you've answered that, yeah, okay. So my second question is: I see a lot of collections on OpenSea that have like copyrighted items. Attributes. You know, things from the movies. Is that something that would be like illegal, or you know, there will be like some law in that in the future?
what do you think?
I don't know. NFTs are pretty like deep. You know, it's something I don't know if the government would like to touch on, but I don't know.
Okay, so this is what I see about NFTs. They're immutable. They're stored on a blockchain forever. So just because the law and the world of the copyright and trademark doesn't have the time to start learning and being experts in this space, when they do, guess what? There's a paper trail right back to your wallet. So the people who are using these copyrighted images are potentially opening themselves up for some trouble in the future. So I would definitely be cautious, or make sure that you have looked into the laws behind doing the what is it, like the mockery or whatever that term is when you're making fun of I forgot the term.
An homage, maybe. Homage.
Satire or something, when they make fun of an asset, but it has to have enough of a difference. But imagine you taking making Mickey Mouse on an NFT blockchain and Disney's not going to come after you. I think that's not the way you should be thinking about this space. I think that we're in the space that's new, but the laws and the things and the governance and the centralization world, they're going to catch up eventually, and they're going to try to figure out ways to protect people's image and likeness and do it in a way where there's going to be repercussion and retrograded. I believe.
No, Alex, there's existing copyright laws, right? So if I created a Mickey Mouse, Disney is definitely going to come after me. I'm infringing on their copyright. I'm infringing on their asset.
Yeah,
right?
but I made
Those
an
lawsuits
NFT.
are books.
But if I made an NFT, is it okay? No, it's not okay.
Not at all, right? What is an NFT? It's just that, hey, I own the underlying right to this asset, right?
Yeah,
So,
and if you don't own the right,
if I take a Nike logo and decide to make it, 10,000 Nike logos, Nike's going to be sending me a cease and desist, and there's very, very stringent laws on the books already. This is no different than, if I decided to take a Nike drawing and go sell 10,000 copies in the real world, right?
Yeah, but I think there are nuances to it, right? Like 100% agree with everyone and everything being said, right? Like don't do it, like not safe, illegal, right? But the nuances to that are in certain countries, right? Like IP rights are not supported. So China, for instance, if we were to go there, pull up, create NFTs for Disney, right? Like who's gonna stop us? Like no one, right? Other than like crypto being illegal now in China, right? That's just one example, but that's where
each country has its own copyright laws. I live in Bangladesh. There are copyright laws here on the books. Now, whether or not they're fully enforced is one thing versus the other. So if I'm in Bangladesh, there are definitely copyright laws here. If I did something Disney related and sold it in Bangladesh, right? Disney could still come after me. They could still make my life hell. They hire a global law firm that has a presence here in Bangladesh, and I'm getting served and all that in my local market, right? You don't think the Oryx of the world, these top global law firms have presence in all these different countries? They do, and I think they enforce those laws in their territories as applicable.
No, for sure, where it's appropriate, right? But like in certain countries where it's not that enforced, right? That's where I'm saying there might be nuances. But 100% agree, like don't do it. I was just thinking because I was thinking about certain ways to go around it, but there isn't. There's always these local companies that try to do like one-off brands, right, of Nike or like knockoffs, right? And that should not be the way to go.
No, there's four components to this. You need a great dev team, you need a great hype team, community team, people that understand social, right? You need a good illustrator and art team, and then you need a good legal team. And if you're going to do anything, that requires copyright, you need to go get the license rights from those license holders, right? There's some incredible old school brands out there that have been dormant. And think Garbage Pail Kids, right? If I wanted to do Garbage Pail Kids, I'd have to go get the license from Topps and actually buy the rights from them and negotiate a deal, right?
Yeah, because we were actually I'm brainstorming with the team a couple of days ago, and then they were saying we should target all these fandoms, all these pop fiction people fans, and we should do Disney stuff, Avengers stuff, And I'm really curious if there was really something that the government could do about that. So yeah, thank you for answering.
I think absolutely they could. I would steer clear of that 100%. You don't want to deal with a multi-gazillion-dollar company that is completely lawyered up. Not a good idea. I would definitely stay away from that. Because Disney's going to do their own thing. Marvel, DC, all of these guys are working on this now. I anticipate by Christmas time, we're going to see one of these very, very big studios drop a very serious NFT project that's going to blow it all out of the water. We're starting to see little bits and pieces of that already happening. The Time drop for Time Magazine and all their collectibles, right? That's a pretty major brand backed by a very significant organization, right? More and more of that is going to happen.
And Sam, look into Vivi. Vivi does multiple partnerships with Marvel, right? They're dropping crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the way to go is if you've got a big war chest, is to go out and basically buy up the rights to brands that you think, might have had a previous follow. Think of Beanie Babies, right? I mean, maybe they're not even into this space, but they eventually will be. Whether it's through their own making or working through a third party that buys the rights, It's going to be exciting. I just think right now, when I look at this market, there's complete saturation. More and more of these things are dropping, right? There's too much to wade through. Literally you can spend hours looking at a project, doing the research. It's almost overwhelming in a lot of ways, right? I'm curious, Alex, what you think, the long, where's the stamina here on some of these bigger projects?
I think the people who have identified their identity and they put their name out there and they built a relationship with their community are the ones that are going to do well. These projects that are trying to be anonymous, that are just dropping and like they have a roadmap that looks questionable at best, and then they disappear after they get their cash grab. There's going to be a lot of that, but it's up to us to learn how to decipher and discern what's going on in this space and figure out for ourselves what makes the most sense for us. Don't just buy every project thinking it's a lottery ticket, because it's not, you know?
I'm sorry, I have a question though.
Go ahead. What's the question?
All right. The NFT space, I mean, the whole time, I think we've been talking about projects and all that. Yeah.
Can you get closer to the microphone, dude? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Can you hear me?
A little better.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, better. Much better. I can hear you.
All right, thank you. By the way, before I start, this is an amazing group. This is the first time I'm joining in here, and I've learned quite a lot. I must say, you are doing a great job. Thank you very much. The question is that we've been talking about projects and all of that, and I'm assuming that what constitutes this project is maybe 80, 90, 100% digital artworks, right? So what's the advice for people who are into the traditional art that they probably produce their works, like say one work in a long time, For projects, you can easily drop about 10, 100 works and it's all over the place. Everybody's talking about it and all that. But for traditional art, sometimes it takes about, say, a month to finish a piece. Right. So how do you go about that? And I think someone was talking about some platforms being better for traditional art than some other ones. So what's the deal?
All right. So are you going to make it a one of one, or are you going to make it additions?
For now, that's one of the questions right there. Is it better to do one of ones or to the traditional art when you mint it, when you digitize it first, then you want to put it up there? Do you have to modify and do all that, or you just put it out there? What's the best option?
It depends on what you want, right? Are you looking? What do you sell your art in the real world right now for?
You mean the price, or?
Yeah, how much are you selling it for right now in the real world without NFTs and getting all crazy with the digital stuff? How much are you selling your physical piece?
Physical piece depends on which one, but say $100, they're about 100, 200, sometimes 50. Some are, it ranges. It's a wide range really.
So $100 to $50, and it takes you a month to make?
No, I'm just speaking for artists generally. Mine are, let's say, sometimes a week. Yeah.
So you're going to take a week worth of time, and then you're going to basically sell it for $100.
Yes.
Why?
Sometimes
because why? I want to know why. Why?
I mean, I just want someone out there to have it. But then it's different when it's going for an exhibition, though.
Okay, so what's an exhibition price? What's the exhibition price?
What did you say?
What's the exhibition price?
The exhibition price, that could go sometimes for, say, 1,000.
So let's do the math. How many hours does it take you to make this piece of work?
I didn't get that.
How many hours does it take you to make the piece, the final piece? How many hours?
The final piece, say, give or take, some of them about, say, 20 hours.
All right, let's do the math together.
All right.
$20. What is it? $1,000 divided by 20? Is that approximately what the math would look like? $50 an hour is what you're making.
$50 an hour.
All right, so that's
Yeah.
that's that's the amount of time just to make it. How much time and energy and effort are you putting in to market it and get it in front of the right people? How long and much time does that take?
Now, you see, personally, I would say have a big problem with that. I just want to create, and that's one of the things I'm learning. I'm beginning to learn, and I think I'm getting there. The NFT community is giving me another insight, a different approach to the whole situation. You get, but I mean, that's why I think I want to move entirely into the space, into the NFT space, because it makes more sense to me based on people that I am not a people's person. I don't talk to people a lot that. I
I,
just want to be inside, create, and get my artworks out there. Someone who is interested comes for it. But I know it's a bad thing as an artist, as a creative. Part of the work includes marketing myself and all that, but
so
it is what it is.
let's just say it takes another 20 hours for you to market it and get the right people and build the community. You just
Yeah.
made $25 an hour. Are you
Yeah.
comfortable with that? Are you good with that? Does that make you feel good at the end of the day?
$25 an hour.
Yeah, $25 an hour.
I think so.
Where are you located? What part of the world?
Nigeria, actually.
Okay. So,
That makes more sense now.
no, it doesn't make more sense. It, I'm asking for reasons, right? I'm trying to walk you through a journey of how I look at it in my mind. And my mind thinks that if you're going to be doing that, you're going to either just, you want people to appreciate what you have, then just make an addition of 500 or 100, right? And charge them $100. Now do $100 times 1,000 pieces. What is that?
$100 times 1,000 pieces. That's 100,000.
So isn't that better to get that type of money when you put it in that perspective? So now you give 1,000 people an opportunity to have it for a smaller fee than trying to go for the big kill.
That makes a lot more sense, actually.
So now when you start looking at the numbers and understanding how these numbers are working, you could say, okay, I want to make a total of 20 grand. So how many pieces do I have to sell at a reasonable price and give enough people an opportunity to want this piece? What's that price look like? And that's how I would go about pricing this thing, right? Figuring out what you want your results to be. And then the next thing is the commission structure. So if you're getting 5, 10, 20, 15% on every sale after that, if you give it away for $10 and get everybody excited about it and now they buy it for $10, but if they're doing it on the Ethereum blockchain, they're going to spend $50 to $100 in gas fees. So why would you sell something on Ethereum for a fee that the gas fee is going to cost you way more money just to make the transaction? So if they don't have the gas fee, why would they have the money to buy your art? You following my thoughts?
I didn't get that. What did you say?
I don't remember.
Can I try and make sense?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so it's like this, right? There are certain artists that would just give away their NFT, right? So they'll make a 1,000, 10,000 vision of one thing, but it's free. But in order for you to get it, you have to pay $30 in gas fees, right? Even though it's zero, it's priced at zero. So what happens, I think, what Alex is saying is that where does it equate to your labor versus cost and cost to the purchasing to the collector? How does that reconcile with the amount of work that you put, and also equating this is geographically independent, right? Because why would I pay you if you don't value your own work, one, and two, How is that rational, right? I mean, sometimes gas fees are incredibly irrational, right? But
Yeah.
that's the problem, that therein lies the rub, with NFTs, that especially on OpenSea, the people purchasing pay the gas fees to get it minted, right? Instead of like Foundation or the other places, right? Correct? Am I wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you need to do, I think what Alex was trying to explain is that you gotta find the price point wherein it works for you, because no matter where you are, if you're creating art and you're spending time and you're doing that and not making enough, you're not going to be doing that for long, because we all need to eat.
Yes, actually. So now, it makes more sense. It's not like I didn't know. I've always known that, it's never really made sense to me. And that's one of the reasons why the whole NFT space makes more sense to me, because I feel like I can get more worth for my money. I know for my work. You get it? So that's the purpose of coming in here now and seeing. I'm trying to get how to move from the physical, from the traditional space to the NFT space and make more sense of it.
But
Yeah,
brother,
because
I
I know
hear you.
that's the main
I'm in the
thing.
same boat as you, and I'm in Guam. I'm in a very isolated Pacific island, but and it's over here. It's tomorrow,
Yeah.
right? But so I hear you. I'm a traditional artist, and what I'm actually doing now is blending both. And I mean, I've worked hard for years, and I started NFTs, I think, in March, and really, truthfully, I've only sold one, but to a very very um, and I didn't capitalize on this, that he's a very well known, and very well respected person in the space. He's an, he's a real artist. And so I dropped the ball, but now. So here's the thing. Here's what my advice to you: focus on the art, keep creating, don't undervalue it. You do set the price for yourself, right? But of course, there's also gateway. Like you put your work up on OpenSea, you put it up for auction. Let the market decide for you. Don't say that you'll price your work at $100 per week. That's nuts, man. You can't live on that anywhere. You know, it's very difficult to do that when you need the computing power. You need, especially probably Nigeria, internet is expensive, right? You know, right? And it's like that's the weird thing about the countries, right? The internet, the slower it is, the more expensive you pay, and that sucks. But so you gotta figure all of that time in, and then that's when you create a plan to have an actual, what is this worth to you, not just versus it's $100. I worked on it for a week. Let the market help you decide what your value is. Just keep making work. I mean, that's all I can say. Just keep making work. Just keep producing. Keep getting better.
Yeah, that was so helpful. Well, probably the 1 week, probably because I have a job, so I'm not factoring in all that. But it takes a week to finish the work you get. But I still have to. It's not like I spend the whole day on a particular work. I go to work, my day job, and I, create. But then not the hours now, the number of days a week, on average rather. But yeah, you've been real helpful. I get that. I mean, I'm about to fly to the moon now. All right, guys are so amazing. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this.
Happy to help, brother. Happy to help.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I just want people to understand that your time is valuable. If you have a skill set and you're creative and you have the ability to share that with the world, don't just throw that away, you know? Like, give people an opportunity to appreciate what you do and what your gifts are, but don't starve doing it. It makes zero sense.
Yeah, you won't be able to do it for long if you're not able to buy materials, bandwidth, everything. You need to generate income in order to do what you love, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, thank you, thank you. I'm stuck. You know, is this coming tomorrow again? I'm going to be right here listening and all that and bringing more people. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Hi, does anyone mind if I ask a quick question?
Absolutely. How you doing today, Michael?
I'm doing well, thanks, Alex, and really appreciate this room that you put together. I've only really just been in it the past couple of days, but I'm already learning a lot. I'm very new to the crypto space and even newer to the NFT concepts as well. So I'm learning quick. So excuse me for my limited understanding as is at the moment. I just had a little question about possible utility cases for NFTs outside of the sort of I guess the art and artwork use case at the moment. I was interested to know whether there's a possibility of using NFTs for like as a replacement for like club membership cards.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes, tickets.
So we've done this already with the NFT Miami, where we basically created physical events and virtual events that we sold tickets for, and when you hold that ticket, you get access to specific levels of engagement at these events.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking. I've got a sort of a business that's been going through the early stages of startup for about 12-18 months now, and we have a website that offers a membership function. It's a free membership, but I was looking at a way in which we could sort of add further utility to what we're doing and bring more value to our clients, our customers, in a more sort of long term by having the membership governed by an NFT. And I know it would probably take a bit of development work. I think it probably needs some smart contracts tied in with it as well. I was just wondering if you could possibly point. I'm not tech orientated in any way, shape, or form. I don't know anything about the sort of tech side of it and the development side. But I was just wondering if you could maybe point me in the direction of somebody that could maybe give a sort of a bit of basic advice on where I'd need to start in trying to set something like that up.
I'm looking at my wallet. There's a thing that I bought a couple weeks ago that was pretty much exactly what you just explained. Let me find the name of it, and then maybe you can reach out to them and figure out what they did or how they executed it. Just trying to find it. I got so many things in here. It was like a membership to. Now it's gonna make me sign in.
While you're looking, may I add something, Alex?
Sure.
Some of the case use studies, right? You could, I mean, this might upend, and right now I'm learning realty. And, you know, titling companies, you know, when you have an immutable record of something, then it becomes even more, you know, the integrity of it is strengthened, right? You know, tickets, as I mentioned earlier, and Alex has mentioned, that's a very simple use case. It's unique, right? It's unique to that particular QR code. You know, fractional ownership in items, right? Like someone told me that this was becoming big in Korea. That, you know, people would buy a share of a Rolex watch and they get to wear it certain times of the year. It's so hilarious, right? But, you know, it's like fractional ownership of things. You know, it's kind of like instead of going to Wall Street with an IPO.
Exactly. Yeah, this is. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I had actually been looking at the possibility initially a few weeks ago of our company minting our own coin and using that as a way of raising some revenue for the business, and I've kind of moved away from that now, and I see that the NFTs is probably a much better way of doing that. So I take it that is a kind of a real world use case of NFTs at the moment. Somebody's already doing that. Is that right?
Correct. I've read. I can't at the moment send links or whatever, but you can Google it. That there have been like hotels that are offering shares to the hotel, boutique hotels, right? And this is like when I saw that, and I think in the case like I said, I'm learning realty. An example would be it would be impossible to insert information extraneously into the blockchain to alter it once you've recorded it, right? And it would be it would give it further integrity. So that's one solid case that could actually that NFTs can be used for. NFTs it's not really limited to just art, right? Even though that's what our focus is. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm constantly learning, and when I have time, I go into these discussions.
That's interesting, because I was one of the things that I think probably sparked my interest initially in NFTs. A friend of mine who mentioned it a few months ago, and I think his understanding was quite limited. Is it already a cryptocurrency investor, and I think he just sort of jumped on the NFT bandwagon as he possibly saw it as another way of making a quick profit. When I started looking into it, I immediately fell on. I can't remember whether it was an article or a podcast that when people were talking about applying NFTs to property title, not just real estate, but all property. I guess that's what it's kind of started out as with content creation, artwork and other things. I think it's going to be massively disruptive to all business models. I think it's fascinating. Like you say, attaching it to real estate, I can see title transactions for land and other property being NFT based very, very quickly. It's something I'm quite excited to see.
I found
I
the thing.
actually went the reverse. I entered real estate because I had an interest in NFT, and a few articles triggered me to go and start working on getting licensed, because I think that this is gonna be a revolution in the real estate industry. Apart from being an artist, I'm also looking towards the part where when I do resolve and finally get the guts to get away from my 9 to 5, apart from art, everyone needs a place to live in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's something that just if I may, just for a moment, as you mentioned real estate, I'll go on a slight tangent. It's something that's been a big passion of mine for many years. I'm not a qualified lawyer, but I do study law, and in particular the sort of UK constitutional law, its history and how it ties in with the monarchy and the Bible and all sorts of other bits and pieces. But we have a government department here in the UK that's not particularly that old. I think it's only about 15, 20 years old, called the Land Registry. And there's now a legal requirement that whenever land is transacted in the UK, the transaction must be registered with Land Registry. The transfer of title, as they call it, must be registered with Land Registry. And what actually happens during that process?
Not with the lords. I'm sorry. Not with the lords of the land.
I could completely digress the whole topic of this room, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to get banned. But what's particularly interesting with the Land Registry, what they actually do, the whole purpose of the establishment of that department is to underwrite the title to a piece of land, a piece of property, because we still live in an unconstituted jurisdiction in the UK. We don't have a settled constitution, so we still have a lot of land that the proof of ownership is based on archaic documents, some of which could be hundreds of years old, and there could be at some point, and I don't know if in fact there has been on occasion disputes over the the ownership or the fundamental aspects of that title, because it's so arcane. It's using old systems of proof of ownership, and I can see with NFTs how it could completely flip the whole real estate market in the UK, especially if there was smart contracts tied in with a property sale as well, and maybe forced payment through a particular cryptocurrency as well. I think it's potential to be massive.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a billion-pound business model right now, Michael.
Right. Well, if anyone's interested in helping me develop that, then hit me up. I'll be quite interested to look at that, definitely.
Yeah, man. Follow me. I'll follow you back on the different channels, and we can discuss this further and let the room get back to the.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Thanks for letting me speak, Alex.
Yeah, I found the thing I was looking for. It's called NFTG.live. If you want to go to that website, it's a membership available as a NFT that gives you the ability to get benefits as well as exclusive access to mint commission profile pictures collected from high-profile artists. Looking for the original question.
Thank you so much, and God bless. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Hello, Alex.
Okay, how you doing?
Hi, this is Akin, and it's good to be here. I was just invited by a friend, and I'm completely new to the NFT program and all. So I'll just like to ask a brief question, just brief questions. How do I kickstart the journey? How do I go about NFT as a whole? Because I'm a traditional artist from Nigeria, and I haven't ventured into digital art for a long time. It's something I've been meaning to do. But so getting my works on the platform, NFT as a whole, how do I just take pictures and just put it out there for sale, or I really don't know about it because I just joined today.
Have you bought an NFT yet? Have you bought an NFT yet?
I haven't bought any. Like I said earlier, I am totally new to the idea of NFT.
So my thought process is that you should go through the buying process so you can understand what that is before trying to
phenomenally useful. Yes, buy.
No, I'm not saying to buy something just because I want to sell it to you. I want you to buy something so you understand what that process is, so you can help other people who are your fans walk through that process. If you never did it yourself, how are you going to understand what is important and what that buyer's journey feels like?
Absolutely.
Hey Alex, just want to jump in there. Hi, Akin Tomide. What's up? I'm Nigerian too as well, and I just felt like I should jump in and maybe advice.
Okay.
Yeah. So recently I just moved to Nigeria, and I'm around for a couple of months, and I met a lot of artists around just like you. I looked up your Insta. You have pretty nice work going on, and it's quite unfortunate that these days there's a lot of talents just out there who I wouldn't say wasting, because not just because you're not doing anything, that doesn't mean you can't succeed as an artist. This is just a new platform that came out for I think NFTs are there for everyone. Some people are not even artists, but they're still trying to participate one way or the other, even down to people who do I don't know, marketing and all that they participate in.
I'm gonna mute you real quick. I want to just share with you what I believe a new user's journey path looks like. I believe you're gonna hear about NFTs, whether it's from a friend, an Instagram post, a Twitter post, somewhere in the news or media or radio, or something's gonna pique your interest. You're gonna say, "What are NFTs?" You're gonna want to learn more. You're gonna start searching for it on YouTube or in Clubhouse. You're gonna join rooms like this. You're gonna watch some videos. You're gonna talk to your friends, and then you're gonna find NFTs.tips. Once you understand that we've created like a whole bunch of different educational materials, we can shortcut your journey by going to NFTs.tips and going to the creator tab, get started, go to the creator tab, and you're a beginner. And we created a little like walkthrough of the experience, because first you're going to have to understand the security and understand how to get yourself to understand what a sovereignty is, right? Once you understand that, then you're going to have to get a wallet. Once you get a wallet, you're going to have to fund the wallet. So you're going to have to learn how to get cryptocurrency and migrate it into that wallet. Once you can do all those things, then you're going to want to understand how to buy something. And once you buy something, you can learn two things. One is minting from a contract.
Talk for this guy.
What's that?
So yeah, I mean, like you could do that, Tommy Day. You could do exactly what you just said, like walk through the process, because that's exactly what I did. And at the same time, I just was trying to like say something. Sorry if I'm talking too much. Um, so while just living around here in Nigeria, like noticed that I met a couple of artists that are like, oh, I don't know how to like set up my page, or the internet is bad, and like all this stuff. So I'm actually like currently working on my puppies project, just so I can help the few artists that I met in Nigeria just a couple of months ago to like actually mint their first works. And then everyone, um, I'm not really good at this thing, so I actually hop on every room. Like I'm even really thankful to Alex for opening this room right now, because I feel like if you're around this space and you just wake up one morning and you have like a question, like you just get in your clubhouse, you actually like find a room that's like saying something that connects, or you meet people, and it's actually fun. So if you would like, you could hit me up on my back channel or Insta if you have any personal problems. I'm just doing this as for like you, Nigerian as well, and just anyone.
Thank you, Astro. I'll consider that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm done speaking. Thanks, Alex, for letting me.
Thanks for the information. It was really helpful. And thank you, Alex, for the tips, and I'll get into it. I'll look into buying and all the stuff you guys talk about.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot. It's like jumping through hula hoops on fire into a bed of nails and all these other things, right? There's a lot of little challenges that are gonna feel like the most painful part of your life, and then you're gonna understand it, and then you're gonna go, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." And then you're gonna learn about all these other platforms and marketplaces and things like that, and then you're gonna get hooked, and it's gonna be like a drug. So I recommend you take it slow. Don't try to eat the whole cow in one bite. Take it piece by piece. Enjoy the process. Make relationships and friendships along the way, because that's what we're here for.
Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you.
All right, I got time for one more question. I got to jump over to another room we're hosting that's going on right now. So after this question, if you guys like to follow me, I'm going to be going into another NFT tips room. So we have one more question. Who wants to ask?
I got it.
All right, go ahead, Lewis.
Okay. Do you have 3 projects? Which roadmaps you really like?
The roadmaps. I was gonna say, just because I pay attention to it, is the Bored Ape Yacht Club just updated a 2.0 version of the roadmap, and they drew like a little physical map with the journey, which was pretty freaking cool. I think I actually put it on this board so I could show you what their board is. I don't necessarily read everything all the time. I think it's right here. but this I'm gonna just read you what their little boat looking thing says. So it's like a river, and
What's it called?
the Bored Ape 2.0 roadmap. It's on the mural board that I've started. That basically has been breaking down everything that I've been talking in these things. So it says New York City 10/31 to 11/6. They're having the first annual Ape Fest. Then it goes Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Ape Yacht Club mobile competition. Then it has a trial of Jimmy the Monkey. So I don't know what that is. But then they have the MD versus the MMI. I don't know what that is. But then they have the Bored Ape Yacht Club and the Mutant Ape Yacht Club 3D model drop. Then they're going to have a final battle between MD and MMI. They're going to have a Sandbox Miami 2035 with that. Then they're going to have Miami Clubhouse IRL. I don't know what, in real life. That's what IRL means. A top secret blockchain game. And then they're going to have a DAO ecosystem developed. So, like, they put a lot of energy and effort into creating what they did. They did it. I followed it. It was pretty intense. Two other roadmaps, maybe. I'm not really following too many of them that closely. I just got excited about this one because they drew a map and made it easy for people like me to like follow the journey.
Where did you find that?
It was on their Twitter, but I posted it on the mural board. So let me see. I gotta figure out a way to get you the mural link, but I'll figure it out. Send me your email in my DMs, and then I'll copy and paste your email and get you a copy of this map.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, that concludes today's journey through 101. We're going to be leaving this room and closing it down. But if you'd like to follow more, check out NFTs.tips/start. And that will give you an opportunity to get connected, stay connected. We're going to be hosting rooms and doing live streams daily and helping you guys get what you need started in this space. And if you do have questions, just join us tomorrow, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome, guys.